Hey,
Hey,
Westwood
Westwood
Whirlwinds.
Whirlwinds.
This is Daniel Burney, principal here at Westwood Middle School. Mrs. McLeod and I are excited to bring the Westwood Way podcast to you each and every week. Our podcast covers academic and athletic updates, upcoming events, and important dates and information.
And we really love bringing this podcast to everybody because it's just another way to get out information about things that are happening here at Westwood, easy for you to listen to on your drive to work, things like that, to just stay updated, informed, and all the good things that are happening here at Westwood. So we do have a couple of people that we're going to be talking with today, special guests with our different segments. I'd like to welcome our guest this week. Our student spotlight is going to be Miss Kelis Williams. Kelis is an eighth grader who's active in cheerleading and already has a high school magnet program in mind. She was nominated for Student Spotlight because she is a strong student who works hard, is kind and considerate, and really embodies the Westwood Way. I'd also like to welcome to our podcast Lauren Chandler, who's the assistant principal of the Professional Academies Magnet at Loften High School. Sometimes you'll see that being referred to Pam at Loften. That's one of our amazing high schools that has several different magnet academies to choose from. We will also be speaking with one of our fabulous employees who's been voted to represent Westwood Middle School at the Teacher of the Year celebration in January, Mr. David Sankey, in our What's Good at the Wood segment. But before we get to that, I'm turning it back over to Mr. Burney for important weekly announcements to kick off Principal's Corner.
Thank you, Mrs. McLeod. This week there's not a lot going on in the way of events, but just also want to remind you guys that this coming Tuesday, November 11th, we will be recognizing Veterans Day. So there will be no school on that day. I know it's kind of weird to come to school on Monday and then, not have school on Tuesday, but it's for a very, very important event. We want to recognize all of our wonderful veterans who have served our country so dutifully. I have a number of relatives that served actually in the armed forces, Army, Marines, also Navy.
Yeah. Wow.
Some of the parishioners at church I attend, we have a young man that served Desert Storm. So we all, and even the veterans who have not served in a war, just their willingness to serve our country, we want to take our time to really recognize their contributions.
Yeah, my dad is a veteran, and he served in Vietnam. And then my grandfather served in World War II. And I want to say that my uncle was what do they call it? The National Guard. He was in the
Wow.
National Guard. So he was on, active duty whenever they needed him to do that.
Awesome,
So.
awesome. So we are really grateful for our armed forces. Also, we'd like to give a great big shout out to our theater program who did a phenomenal job on this past Friday for the showcase performances. Thank you to Mrs. Hewitt and all the students who took part in that. Now we're going to invite our special guest, Miss Chandler, to talk about all the magnet opportunities available at Loften.
Hey, Miss Chandler, thank you so much for being able to join us and visit our school to be able to talk with some of these opportunities with our eighth graders.
Absolutely. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come out.
So, what are some of the things that you're going to share? Talk to us. Talk up Loften. What are some of those the things that are available at the professional? What is it called? A professional academy, magnet academy.
Yes, Professional Academies Magnet at Loften High School. So we'll be coming out to talk to all of your eighth graders about all 6 of our wonderful academies that we have at our high school. Loften is unique because we're the only 100% magnet high school in the county. And so all of our students have to apply and be accepted into one of our 6 academies. So we'll be talking more about our Fire and EMS Academy, our Media Production Technology Academy, Robotics and Engineering, Gaming and Mobile Apps, also our Automotive Technology Program, and Graphic Art and Design.
I have to tell you, I've had the opportunity to go visit your school and bring some students there as well, and just to being able to see like your graphic arts design setup, the automotive. It's so many opportunities are built in. Just the interaction that they have with all of those areas, like your graphic arts program, those kids were producing some amazing work of art.
Absolutely. And what's great is our students are prepared for the real world. So either we're preparing our students to be able to take their industry certifications that they earn while being in their magnet program to go straight to work, or taking those industry certifications to list on college applications to go to college, military, whatever it is that they desire to do after high school.
And Mrs. Chandler, can you kind of elaborate more on the opportunities that students will have? I spoke with a student about a couple of weeks ago and was trying to encourage him to come in, listen to what Loften had to offer because he was talking about EMS.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, I wouldn't go to Loften. He was like, because I want to play football. And that gave me an opportunity to tell him about Anthony Richardson. And did you know that he graduated from Loften High? So tell our listeners a little bit about how just because you go to Loften and join one of the magnets, that you will still have opportunities to participate in things like band, sports, and other opportunities in the district.
Absolutely. We love to brag on one of our most popular alumni. So Anthony Richardson is a great example of that. He was in our Fire and EMS Academy, and he also played football for Eastside High School and still went on to play football in high school. We have quite a few athletes at our school that are plugged into just about every high school in the county. So students can participate in sports and band either at their zone school or any school in the county. With FHSAA rules, because we don't have band or sports at our campus, students have a choice. We actually have a partnership with Eastside. We have an activity bus after school that will take students straight to Eastside for practice and band. So quite a few of our students actually participate in athletics and band at Eastside. But like I said, students can participate in sports or band anywhere. We have a cheerleader at Buchholz. We have swimmers at we have swimmers at PK Young, football players at Buchholz, track athletes all over the county. So we like to tell the students, do not let that hinder you. You would still be able to participate in band. One of our students was just acknowledged for her participating in the Santa Fe High School band. So that opportunity is absolutely still there.
Okay, awesome. Well, we really appreciate you sharing with our listeners, and we look forward to you actually coming on campus and talking to our 8th graders. And thank you for everything that you guys are doing to provide the great opportunities for our students here in the district.
And I think also, too, so guys that are listening to the podcast, Miss Chandler is going to be sharing, the students are going to have a wonderful presentation that Loften brings with them to share with the 8th graders. She's going to be sharing that link with us, and that will be in our description area on the podcast, so that you'll be able to see, whether your students are 8th graders or not, you'll be able to see what Loften has to offer. So as your students are working their way through middle school, they can have that information to carry with them. So thank you for sharing that link with us as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity, and we're really excited about it.
And now over to Mrs. McLeod for Student Spotlight.
All right, so as I mentioned before, today we're featuring Kelis Williams in our Student Spotlight. I had a chance to talk with Kelis a little bit before the podcast, kind of about what her future plans are, what she's thinking about as she moves on from 8th grade to high school and so forth. Kelis, you mentioned that you already have a magnet program in mind. So let's talk about that. What magnet program do you have that you're looking at? Have you been looking at this since you got into middle school? Talk about that for a little bit.
I was looking at the finance program since I got into 8th grade because I feel like that's the only program that's actually going to get me somewhere, and that's the program that has like brightened up everything that I have learned all in middle school. And yeah.
So you said the finance program. What high school is that at?
Buchholz.
Are you already zoned for Buchholz, or are you going to try to apply for that magnet to attend Buchholz?
I'm going to try and apply for it.
Do you know what the requirements are to be accepted into the magnet?
I have to have a 2.5 GPA and great attendance.
All right. And I know you definitely at least have both of those for sure. So what's one way that how do you stay organized and on top of things so that you're getting your assignments in, being aware of what your grades are, so that you are preparing to be able to have an opportunity to attend that magnet? Give some advice to our students. If you could share anything with them about this is how you can be a successful student, what would you share? What are some things that have helped you?
You just have to, when you're in school, you have to think about just all your work. Then once you get out of school, you just have to think about all the different other things. And when I have cheer practice, I get cheer practice at 7. So after cheer practice, I just go home and do all my homework and study for the test the next day.
So you have a busy schedule. So it's not just like you come to school and then you go home and you have all this time. You actually have to plan that time. How many days do you do cheer practice?
2 times a week.
So you do it 2 times a week, and both times you're getting home, around 7 o'clock. So you really have to dig in and make sure you're getting your homework done. How much do you think having a positive attitude and the way you treat people, how do you think that ties into to being a good student?
It ties in because you have to think about other people's feelings on how they would take different things, and you always just have to have a positive mind to be nice to other people.
That's like a really mature.
Wow. Kelis, I mean, and I could say even just from watching her from afar, Kelis is the model student. I remember even a couple of years ago when she was asking to come over, because Kelis originally did not attend Westwood, but she saw the great things. Her mother actually approached Coach Fontella Moore.
Okay. Our wonderful cheerleading coach.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
And then when I heard about this, I was like, well, is she a good student? They were like, well, she's a great student. So I kind of did my research, and I was like, well, we want great students over here. And she has been, far and beyond advertised. She has a great attitude, as she forestated. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she walks the walk, and she's a great student, and she's a student athlete. And you talked about time management,
yes.
And I'm really proud of the work that she's done over the past couple of years, coming from 6th grade up to 8th grade, seeing the young lady she's grown into being, and I'm excited for her future. I'm sure that Mr. Purvis over at Beals Middle School Beals High School would love to get 2,000 students just like Kelis, but it's only one Kelis. But so I want to just encourage you, keep doing what you're doing. And I love how you consider others.
And I like how you mentioned time management, because right now you have cheerleading twice a week, right? But when you get into high school, you're going to have cheerleading, if not almost every day. It's going to, if not every day, it's going to be almost every day, right? Because you're preparing for football season. Then when football season's done, you have basketball season. So there's always something coming up. So I love what you mentioned about time management. Just real quick, talk about how do you organize your time so that you're aware of this is what I got, this is what I got to do, this is the time I have to do it in. What do you use? A planner, a calendar?
I use a calendar because I have to know when everything is. I have to know and this Saturday we have a competition, so I just been trying to get all my work done during the week so that I can focus my mind on the competition this Saturday.
That's phenomenal. I really appreciate the time that you took out to come and talk with us. Like I said, one of the reasons that you were nominated to be on the Student Spotlight is that you embody the Westwood Way: kind, responsible, respectful, safe. That attitude ties into being safe, how you treat each other, how you work with other students. What's your favorite subject? Real quick, what's your favorite subject that you love here?
Math.
Math. What do you love about math?
I just love how when you know math, so you can get anywhere in life with math. And that's why I want to do the finance program, because I'm pretty good at math, and that could get me somewhere in life.
Do you have a plan, maybe the finance program will take you to this career?
Yes, ma'am.
What career are you looking for?
Just anywhere in the bank.
Okay. Nice. Well, we definitely appreciate you, and I know we appreciate you. She's also one of our office aides as well, and she is very responsible. We can ask Kelis to do any type of errand, and we know that she will do that with fidelity, quickly, doing what she needs to do, and then right back where we might need her to do something else. So we appreciate all the hard work that you do up here as well. So thank you so much, and thank you for agreeing to be a part of our podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ms. Williams, and you love a great thing. We're really proud of you, okay?
Thank you.
And now back over to Mr. Bernie for What's Good in the Wood.
Thank you, Mrs. McLeod. We have a lot that's good in the wood, but we are here with one of Westwood's finest. Ooh. None other than Mr. David Sankey, our 2025-2026 Teacher of the Year.
Let's go.
So, Mr. Sankey, thank you so much for joining us. This is a great opportunity for us to highlight the great things that's going on at Westwood, and no better representative than our very own Mr. Sankey. Not only you're doing great things in robotics, but school-wide, man. So tell us a little bit about your experience here at Westwood.
The best robotics program in the district.
Well, we're The best for a couple of reasons. We certainly offer platforms that no other middle school offers. We have the V5 program with the metal robots that, some of the kids, they're sick of playing with plastic and they need that extra challenge, and we're the only school that offers them that. We're also the only school that's even purchased their new drone program.
Boom.
I know that because when I ordered it, it took a week and a half to get everything approved. So I know it was the first. There's a bunch of emails there. So we make sure we go out of our way to make sure that we give our students all the opportunities possible, and of course at zero cost to families, because we know that could be an issue, and it just can't be an issue. And it's not an issue here because we take the planning and the steps and we get all the testing and everything set up so that every student that wants to engage with this program can. And I can't get them all to do it, but the ones that do want to do it, they have every opportunity in front of them.
I got to tell you, when I have taken time, when I see a student who's waiting out front or is walking around school with their robot, as they're trying to get it over to your class, whenever I have a moment to talk about the program and what they're doing and what they're competing on and whatever, they just get the biggest smile on their face, and they love talking about the experiences that they have at competition, learning the different ways to program the robots to get them to do what it is they need to do. Like they love talking about it. Just lights up their whole face.
Yeah. I mean, and Mr. Sankey kind of took my thunder because I was going to ask him what makes Westwood's robotic unique, but you just, fully explained that. Yeah. And I love how you talked about the accessibility of it. How you've made this accessible to all families. Anyone who wants to know about this, anyone who wants to be involved in robotics, their opportunities are there. I call myself one of the early birds to get here on campus. I'm one of the first ones in the morning, and there are always students who beat me here, and they are Mr. Sankey's robotic students. I know them as Sankey robotic students because they're out there in front of the school waiting to get in with the robotics revved up, ready to go. So anytime students are enthusiastic enough to get up early in the morning, you've got something special going. So tell me a little bit about, kind of cast some vision about where do you see, we are really far along, but where do you see the program even going moving forward?
Well, so even if we continue to just offer the programs that we have, that would be really fantastic. To continue giving those opportunities. One thing that is a big change is that over the summer, the state of Florida changed the tests that we're allowed to give.
Yes, I have several conversations about that.
Which I think it's a change that needed to happen anyway. I don't like the way that they did it, and they only told us last week which tests apply to which grades. So they left that up in the air. So we're flying high. It's like, do I want to spend $10,000 on this program or don't I? Because I don't even know if it's going to count. But now we have a lot of those ducks in a row. And honestly, instead of having 35 tests to choose from, now we have 300 tests to choose from. Right. So there's a lot of opportunity there. So as far as the testing angle goes, we're definitely starting that. I'm just going as fast as I can without breaking anything.
So when you say test, talk about that, because some of our listeners might be like, what kind of tests are you talking about? How does it relate to the program?
Oh, yeah. So the hook here, I'm going to get about $60,000 that I can only spend in my classroom in the spring. The money usually comes in February. Last year it came in April. That's why this is no cost to families. That's why we can do everything, just whatever the kids want to do. Basically, the state of Florida has a list of tests. As we said, they just changed that list, which was abrupt and kind of scary.
But needed.
So when students pass the tests on that list, they give us a kickback for funding.
And that's basically like computer certifications.
Right.
So like, for instance, even though we don't offer this here, but you can get certified in Microsoft Office, programs. And again, that's not something that we offer here, but those types of things. So in high school, you have those opportunities, and they've just opened up some of those testing opportunities that you can have in high school at middle school, which then allows for those higher certifications.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've started with WordPress and a couple of HTML tests, and then I'm looking to offer Autodesk certifications, the 3D rendering software. We already have I think we're the only middle school with a 3D printer.
I think we are.
I think we are, yeah. So we have that, and so I want the kids to get into that software and learn to make stuff. Obviously the goal is to make something that you can use at home. So, just something cool to keep forever and to use. So that's the goal with that. But again, we're looking at curriculum, and I'm adding in things as fast as I possibly can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of adding, Mr. Sankey is very, very creative, and He keeps me on my toes because he always has a new project. He's speaking about the 3D printer. We actually had to go get permission from our facilities department to have a room outfitted.
Yes.
And he went before
Had to
facilities and
redesign.
lobbied for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these are some of the great things that Mr. Sankey really leads the charge to make sure. And it's not about him, but he says, Bernie, we need this for our kids.
It's for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need this exposure for the kids.
Yeah.
So if I'm a parent of a fifth grader or any elementary age student here in Alachua County, and I want to know more about the robotics program at Westwood, how do I find out about this? Who do I reach out to? How can I get more information about what's going on at Westwood Robotics?
Well, the first place to start is MrSankey.com. That outlines the courses that we have and the different opportunities they have. It's not totally up to date because everything keeps changing.
Right.
But that's where I'd say to go first. But then, from there, you can just reach out to me and I'll keep you up to date.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Well, we
Awesome.
appreciate it. And very deservedly Teacher of the Year.
Let's go.
You have an outfit, you have a plan you're already going to wear to, like,
to the
yeah,
thing.
To teach you your program.
Yeah.
You got to get
You
ready,
gotta
man.
fit
You know, there are children here that, when they show up to school, they spend more time on their outfit that day than I have my entire life. I looked at what I'm wearing today and I was like, man, if I have any self-respect, I would change at least one thing. My shirt and my shorts are almost the same color. It's at least I don't have to look at myself, so I don't care.
Listen,
I love it.
Mr. Sankey, you're being modest, but hey, listen, we love Mr. Sankey. All the students love him, and we really appreciate all your hard work and how you make Westwood a unique and great place. So keep up the great work, man. Keep doing
you so
great
much.
things, and
Appreciate
I'm
it.
excited.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You got it.